What is up, everybody? Welcome
Fuck
to...
you. You said I have to do the intro this
No,
time because
doing the
I'm
intro.
running this shit. Howdily fucking doodly, neighbors. It's your old boy, Ned Flanders, in the motherfucking house. Have you ever contemplated or had such a bad day that you just want to go out into the parking lot, pick a random car, not your own car, open the door, and then repeatedly slam your ball sack inside the door until it falls off and you die slowly in the parking lot?
Hold on. Little late, kids, cover your ears.
Fuck those kids.
No. Welcome to Ghost in the Night, a paranormal and true crime podcast. Tonight we are talking true crime. Travis is going to get the ball rolling because it's his episode. As you could tell, he's already fucked it all up. But that's how we roll around this bitch. Welcome to everybody in the chat from our live stream. If you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, be sure to go over to youtube.com/ghostinthenight.
And also leave us a review. We have had a fucking dead zone of reviews lately. They're very important.
I want to talk about a comment.
Just like how they do the like, share, and subscribe or all that shit. It really does help the channel grow on YouTube. Like those podcast app reviews are a thing.
It is. It's a thing.
And they really do help because that's what pushes you onto recommendations.
Yes, it's true.
And we only have a 4.1 star.
I know.
Because of bitches like Celtic Mom. Why all the cussing? Do you think it makes you sound cool? I'm sorry, Barbara. This is just how I fucking talk. Trust me, there are plenty of times in life where I wish I could change how my fucking mouth works, but I can't.
Well, great segue. We are professionals.
Paul Blart, motherfucker.
I was conversing with somebody this week.
Yes.
Talking about the podcast. And
did you meet him on Grindr?
Yeah, I swiped left.
I don't know how Grindr works, but go ahead.
But her son, they were talking the paranormal. Apparently, he loves the paranormal. And she informed him that I have a friend that is in that, and him and his friend have a podcast and YouTube channel.
Yes, really.
And he goes, I will check that out. She goes, no, you will not.
Oh. Why?
Because he's like 10.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think we are suitable for 10-year-olds?
I mean, me at 10, yeah. I was pretty much equally as fucked at 10 years old as I am now.
Okay, so, yeah, we are doing true crime today. But before we get into true crime, there's something I want to talk about.
Talk.
Comments. Do you read our comments?
I do.
Did you read that one comment we got?
The one where the lady called me annoying?
Oh, well, no, there's another one. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Because actually it's good. Also segue, Paul Blart. Because the lady that called me annoying, it was on the same episode as the comment I think you're about to talk about, and he commented back, this person, I don't know if it's a he, but that person commented back to the lady that called me annoying.
Oh, really? Well, hold on, let me just pull that up real quick. Oh, yeah, you are correct.
Yeah. Because his reply, I don't know if it's a he, the reply to her comment was fucking funny. Don't worry, there will be no names mentioned.
I don't give a fuck. You leave a comment on my freaking channel. Guess what?
Well, the one is like a first and last name, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's a bit. I'm not.
That's your own damn fault.
We're not going down that road.
I will go down. Anyway, here's the thing. You can go. It's on the Michael Aquino episode. For those of you who
Which was a Phil episode.
Which was a my episode.
Boring.
And basically, founder of Temple of Set, used to be in the Satanic Church or whatever. He's a big satanic guy. We'll call him Big R.
Sure.
But I'm going to read this verbatim because I'm literate and I can fucking read sometimes, even after a stroke.
It's not the most well-penned comment, if I remember.
I hate folks who, in the dark, yet dance around the dark like it ain't real. Massive fail here. You know what I fucking hate? The butchering of the English language. Do we not proofread shit?
Or people that come in and comment on YouTube channels that are like clearly we are a slightly satirical version of whatever we're talking about. That's what we're here for. I don't take anything fucking seriously, let alone the shit that we sit here and bullshit about.
How about proofread some shit, motherfucker?
Well, I take that back. I do take this seriously, but it's for funsies,
And for
man.
one,
like
we're
making dick and fart jokes, like how dancing around the dark while I'm making a fucking dick joke.
When I dance around the dark, I'm fully naked. But if you're going to leave a comment, proofread that shit, dude. Come on, man. Be better. Be better.
That's all you got?
Proofread. Oh, well, then she commented first. I saw that where she said the guy in the glasses is annoying. I was like,
suck my dick.
No, I had to. Well, I wear glasses too. I had to look see which episode and watch.
Well, I always wear glasses. I just assumed it was me.
Watch some of the episodes. Say, oh, it was Travis. I wasn't annoying that night. But what did he say? What did he reply with? He replied to her, "Is meant to be that way, considering the energy he invoked." Suck a dick. Anyway,
both of you.
Fuck off.
The guy in the glasses is annoying. You know what else is annoying? This sound.
You know what I want you to do, Big R? I want you to go back to your elementary school English teacher and smack her right in the clitoris because she failed you.
Oh man.
All right.
I don't know. Like it's just funny. I love the comment section for real, especially like the one little kid that commented on one of our shorts like a year ago, and he's like, you need to stop eating for like a year. I was like, man, kid, you are lucky that I'm at least somewhat of a good person, because if you want to fucking start a roast battle and that's what you're coming with, oh my god,
come strong or don't come at all. That's
my
motto in life: podcasting, YouTube live streaming, and sex.
I guess. Any other house cleaning we got?
No,
oh my god, I went to Chili's last night, and like I'm a fan of Chili's. Their bottomless chips and salsa is a fucking decent deal. I think they put cumin in their salsa, is why it tastes so interesting.
Okay.
But man, I had a nice chicken C's. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Delicious. Love me a chicken C's salada.
Okay.
Ensalada de Caesar pollo.
I'm feeling it.
And then better half got some steak and chicken or shrimp and chicken fajitas.
Fajitas?
Yeah.
Is that different than fajitas?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
MSG.
Okay.
But they're all right. They're not the best from Chili's, but they were okay. We ate them. Man, I fucking, pun intended, shit you not. We left Chili's, and you know where Chili's is in
the
fucking.
Was I just in that general
yes.
area? Yes.
The one that's very close to where we live.
Yes.
We went to fucking Chili's and had dinner after I got off work, and then stopped at the corner store to get a couple things up the street.
Condoms.
And by the time, no.
Okay.
I took myself off of the Craigslist casual encounters M4M section, which is male for male.
That's good for you. I'm glad, because I don't want no more men coming in here.
The money is not worth it.
Knocking on the door wanting, to get felt up, and I'm not doing that.
Ever since Mike DeWine stopped giving people free money, they don't want to They don't want to pay by the pound anymore. So,
damn it.
Old
Travis out of business.
Yeah, old fucking sushi love hunk is off the fucking market. But I shit you not, from the time it took us to drive from the fucking from the restaurant to the corner store, and I came out of the corner store, I literally put the stuff in the car, and I was like, I apologize. I'll come back and get the stuff out of the car. But as soon as we get home back to the house, I'm putting the car in park, and I'm waddling inside because I have to shit yesterday. And then over the next 40 minutes, I was in that fucking bathroom 4 or 5 times. Just, it was like somebody, I don't even know how to explain it. It was you know that one really unruly water fountain in your elementary school? It's like somebody turned one of those upside down and all the rust started coming out of the pipes while it was running.
I have to answer Breezy's comment.
Oh, we have a comment that needs attention.
Yes, when I said I dance in the dark.
Oh, speaking, while we're on the subject of the comments, Get over the fucking Super Bowl argument, you two. Jesus.
It's over.
God damn.
Um,
Everybody love everybody, like Jackie Moon from Semi-Pro.
Breezy asked, "Why do I do it in the dark?" Because it's simple.
Because ain't nobody trying to see that shit.
Nobody wants to see this shit in the daylight.
It'd be like, I don't even know how to explain it. It'd be like if you took two really old fake Louis Vuitton bags and then stretched them over like a fucking wrecking ball.
She was and she thought we were referring to investigating, so that makes more sense now.
Oh. Wait, what?
She thought we were referring to
You always do it in the dark. Investigate?
Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but it's more fun.
Yeah, it's more fun.
Creepy. Well, depending on where you are. I have yet, like, there's not very many places where I'm like,
I've only been in had one incident where I felt, but it was more of a sick feeling.
I've never been to the point where I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
I did have one incident where I did, we're hitting the paranormal part of the podcast. One investigation I went on, this has been, so 2019.
God, that was 4 years ago. That's crazy to think about. Go on.
Because 2020 was a lockdown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
I think.
we did an investigation. Right? I think so, yeah. I don't know. We did an investigation.
Yes, because that's when 2022 rolled around, it was the 2022 TOO memes.
We did an investigation, and if you've listened to me in the past about, I'm not a big spirit box. I'm not a big spirit box guy. I don't rule it out, but I'm not thinking everything that gets spit out is gospel when it comes to ghost interaction. What?
I was just looking at the camera angle. It's bothering me.
What's wrong with the camera angle?
There's more you than me.
Because I'm much better looking.
Debatable.
We'll scoot your ass over here. Scoot over. Here. Just scoot on over. Scoot on over. We want Travi to be happy. Don't knock me over. Okay.
Well, sorry, but our solid granite fucking table from Milan is not easy to move. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I was getting back. I'm not a big buyer into the spirit box. I don't discount it completely, but I take it with a grain of salt, the spirit box. Basically, let's play the radio and see what happens. So we did get an interesting response. It was very personal to me. It basically called me out by name, and it said, now I don't want to throw too much of my business out there, but I guess I don't think she'll mind. I had a brother that was born before me. Mm-hmm. Only lived for a very short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And the spirit box was talking to me directly, used my name. And then somebody was asking, well, who are you? And the voice, or what came through on the spirit box was, I'm your brother.
Oh.
That freaked me out. Okay, I was like, okay, fuck, I'm out of here.
That might do it.
Do I think that was actually the case?
That particular situation won't work. I'll be like, my brother's still alive, asshole. Like,
right. That was that's the only time I've ever been truly.
That'd be an interesting one. That'd be a good one.
What?
What you were just talking about.
Oh, what do you mean?
That'd be a good catch.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Do we have that on recording?
No.
Fuck.
I don't think so. No, I'm pretty sure I don't. But that's the only time I've ever, in any investigation, I've ever been a little, I can't do it. I'm done.
G2G.
No, I've been in some Thornhaven. Mm-hmm. Supposed to be super haunted. Is that your bathroom? My bathroom? I should say our bathroom.
After I use it,
is much worse.
God, you should have been there. You should have seen it last night.
And I've been in some other places that had a lot of activity. We were getting a lot of activity.
Last night was there you go. Last night was so bad. I walked back into my room and I just sighed and went. It's like butt water.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's the only time. I was
promptly told to never say that again.
That is the only time I've been a little iffy on an investigation. Other than that, I don't give a shit. I'll sit in the dark, or they're bad. there's bats floating around.
That happened when we went to Raw's.
Raw's. That's the only.
You weren't with me, were you?
What?
When we went to the third story, I think
that's
we
where they hide.
might have kind of broken a rule or two because we unplugged those lights, and then we were, did you hear that? Did you hear that? And I was the one that was like, "That's a fucking bat. Turn the fucking lights back on." Now I know why those lights are supposed to stay on.
Raw's, my very first encounter. Like I said, I've been to Raw's 4 or 5 times. My first paranormal investigation that I ever officially went on was at Raw's.
Yeah.
And I had a little bat encounter.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers were mavericking me. They were buzzing the tower.
I could hear them because I was sitting in a chair in the middle of the room.
Well, this was down in the auditorium.
No shit.
And it wasn't completely dark because we had some monitor, it was somewhat lit up by the stage because we had.
So next time we go there, we can kill all the lights, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Well, but you got to keep the one hallway light on, where the concession stand.
That's fair.
I think
that's fair.
But this was down. So I saw the motherfucker coming.
Yeah.
I was like, that motherfucker. We were playing chicken. And guess what?
Bruce Wayne.
Daddy lost. All right, let's get to the. Hey.
Are we in? All right. Fuck it.
Let's get to the.
Tonight we're talking about Katherine Knight. We're gonna go down under. Oh, crikey, she's a beauty.
I like to go down under.
God damn it.
Sexual and
sexual condensation.
Trust me, if I'm involved,
there's sexual condensation.
You're damn right.
So, again, Katherine Knight.
Mainly me.
We're getting a little Australian. Foster's Australia. Apparently they don't drink that shit.
No, that's not Australian for beer.
Ricky Gervais does.
Speaking of beer, go ahead. I think I'm gonna break up a beer.
We have beer?
There's Coors Light in there. You want Coors Light?
Oh.
I want to drink some of that mountain piss water.
How many are there?
3. You want one?
Yeah, I guess if I put it down really fast, it might give me a little buzz. Maybe. Probably not. It won't. That's really wishful thinking. We could shotgun them. That'd be a terrible idea. I haven't done that in fucking years. I'm not a college student anymore. Okay. Katherine Knight was born on October 24th, 1955 to her parents, Barbara. It looks like Ruffin, but I believe it's like Ruin or Rowan. But I might say Ruffin just because it's more fun. And Ken Knight. Oh, at least they're tall boys. Now, little sidebar. Barbara, her mother, was previously married to Jack Rowan and lived with him in Aberdeen in New South Wales. The two of them had 4 sons before Barbara started an affair with Ken Knight, who was a friend and co-worker of her husband at the time.
2, 3.
Now,
sink it up. Yep, still shitty.
I mean, it's drinkable. Oh, God.
Ooh.
It's got the aftertaste of Mother Teresa's fucking butthole.
After about 8 of them, I don't think it really matters.
Yeah. After 8 of them and a line of meth.
I need a big old Scarface pile of cocaine.
Do you want to play rough? Okay, I'm reloaded. All right. Fuck. Sidebar over. Now, after the town of Aberdeen found out about this affair, Barbara moved to Moree with Ken Knight. Her 2 oldest sons stayed with their dad, and the 2 younger ones went to live with an aunt in Sydney. So Barbara moved on to have 4 more kids with Ken, including twin girls born in Tenterfield in 1955, one of whom was young Katherine Knight. In 1959, Jack Rowan died, and his 2 older sons moved in with Barbara and Ken. Her original husband died.
Barbie and Ken?
I didn't even think about that shit.
Oh. Did they have a pink Corvette?
Oh, Ken, I'm having so much fun. Hiya, Barbie. Hi, Ken. Fucking, it's the stupidest fucking song that like everybody in the world knows the words to.
Yes, I agree.
I remember skating to that shit at skate parties when I was a kid. Annoying. Erroneous. Now, Ken Knight was a severe alcoholic and was also very violent.
Good for Ken.
Butterfingers. He would rape his wife Barbara up to 10 times a day.
Can I ask a question?
You can. Whether I answer it or not is still up in the air. If the question is, am I enjoying this Coors Light? No, I'm not.
No, that's not the question. I know the answer to that question.
There's a reason I drank so much
he
of it.
He raped his wife 10 times a day.
Up to
10 times a day.
My first thought was like, and I'm not trying to make light of this, like that's fucking terrible, and he deserves to get his dick kicked off, like by like Oompa Loompas. But like, do you not work?
I do think that marriage license does imply a little bit of sex, right?
No.
Then why fucking get married?
I've gotten into this argument before. Like, you can be in a relationship and still fucking sexually assault your significant other.
I'm not saying you can't.
I would argue that it happens.
No is no.
Far more.
No is no.
Yeah.
Unless it's no, stop. That's not no. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. The Bill Burr bit. She didn't say it like that.
To each their own. But then no, like I mean, like I don't know. Like,
I mean, if they say no, I have a headache, and you say okay, but I would think a marriage license does imply there will be some fluids exchanged at some point.
One would think.
Well, for one, if I'm in a relationship and I ain't getting laid, I'm not in a relationship very long.
Well, see, this is social construct we're talking about, not marriage licensure. This is personal preference and social construct.
The difference between friendship and relationship is sex.
Either way, just don't rape anybody, especially 10 times a day.
Right. Well, if you're going to do it. I mean, 10 times
just
a day.
don't do it.
I mean, that's a lot of Blue Chew.
That's more than Blue Chew. That's like those fucking gas station dick pills.
He's snorting that shit.
That's like those gas station dick pills that put people into fucking hospitals because their arteries turned to concrete like they looked at Medusa. Cock arteries. But yeah,
10 times a day is a
so
bit
Ken
much.
Knight's a fucking cock bag. Off rip.
I'm not saying that. I mean, could it be the first time was consensual, then the other 9
See,
times
there wasn't that much detail as to like the obviously there's not that much detail as to the gritty details of this situation. It's not like it's on paper or anything. But still,
I know
I have no doubt in my mind that he was a fucking shitbag.
I'm sure I just pissed off some feminists, so I'm sure I will get some dirty comments.
Well, yeah, you can't expect sexual favors from anybody,
Well,
Phil.
but I think that's what a relationship is.
No, that's part of a relationship.
Well, that's the difference between friends and...
Choose your words wisely. It is not what a relationship is. It is part of a relationship.
We have a relationship, but we're friends. We ain't fucking.
You can fuck your friends.
What?
You can fuck your friends.
I'm just saying that is the difference between a friendship and a relationship.
I don't know, but either way, there is no justification for this activity that we're talking about. That's the main goal here.
I want to see the tapes.
It sounds like you're trying to legitimize this action.
I don't trust women.
That does not. No, this conversation. We might as well cut that out of the fucking podcast.
No, it's staying in. I don't give a fuck.
That conversation was trash.
I'm having a Limp Bizkit breaking stuff kind of day. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, look what Break Stuff did. It led to shit like this.
I'm just saying.
Woodstock 99. No, you're not saying anything. There is no justification of this activity. That's over with. Now, on top of that, now Ken was a piece of shit. And did all these terrible things. Barbara was a little off the wall as well, because Barbara would also actually tell her kids intimate details about her sex life and how much she hated sex and men. And these kids are not old by any means at this point.
What year was this again?
This was 59.
Okay.
Ish, give or take. Well, the two kids that lived with the original husband, who died. He died and they moved in with their mom and Ken in 59. So within a period after that.
Okay.
So either way, like that's taboo as fuck and fucked up to do now.
Well, yeah.
Let alone in the fucking 60s to talk to your kids about your sex life?
Yeah, there's no.
I didn't see fucking June Cleaver. I didn't see June Cleaver talking about her beaver with Beaver.
I'm 50 and I don't want to hear about my mother's sex life. I still want to believe.
I'm 33 and I don't want to hear about your mother's sex life.
I still believe I was delivered by a stork.
Probably. That might explain a lot. Now, when Katherine was young, she told her mom that one of her partners wanted to perform a sex act that she didn't want to perform, to which her mom said, quote, "Put up with it and stop complaining." So
I like it.
Now you're a bad person. So this muddies the waters for me. It doesn't. I don't want to say muddies the water, but it makes it confusing. So she's telling her daughter to put up with it and stop complaining, and she's saying that her husband sexually assaults her. We'll say
that's
up to 10 times a day, and I'm not excusing it, but I'm like how much? Where are we? Where does the truth lie in what is happening? And what she's just like, oh, fine, fuck it, Ken. You want another go? I've got shit to do. I've got to do the laundry.
I mean,
but fuck it.
That's kind of
that's
the
very
point.
British.
That's kind of the point I was making.
Yeah, like the lines are, but like I don't question that there was non-consensual sexual activity in the relationship. But then after she says that, I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. And also, I think the moral of the story on that one is, 1, don't be in that relationship. 2, don't fucking say that to your kid.
Right, you should never talk about your sex life to your kid.
Like, right, if I had a daughter and she told me that, I'd be like, first off, what are you talking about? You don't know what sex is yet. You're only 27. Second, fucking dead. Dad's got a new rear view decoration. It is his cock.
No, see, I'm not that way. I'm an adult.
Well, no, I mean when it comes to hey, Dad or Mom, so and so wants me to do this and I don't want to, or made me do that. No.
Actually, I had these types of. Thank God my mother did not tell me about her sexual encounters at a young age, but I would tell my mom. My mom learned very quick, don't ask a question if you don't want to know the answer.
Gross.
I'm just saying.
Anyway.
She can attest to that.
So yeah, either way, so Ken, we already know is a piece of shit. Mom's a little fucking nuts too. Probably kind of a bad person just off of that one fucking quote. Now, Katherine claims that she was sexually assaulted by several members of her family quite often up until she was about 11 years old. Okay, which I think her stepbrothers or half-brothers or whatever the fuck were included in that.
Some great porn.
Well, now they're... Step-bro, I'm stuck in the washing machine again. Now
that is rape. Or stuck in the couch under bed.
I just don't understand the whole fucking fad. Like, I don't understand what's so hot
that
about
is the boringest porn to watch ever.
I've never actually watched it. I just know that it's a thing. But anyway, so again, with this sexual assault from her family members, there was doubts about the details of these allegations, but psychiatrists do accept that the events did happen, and they've been largely confirmed by members of her family. So I guess it's not whether or not it happened, it's just the details of what went on that were in question.
Okay.
Which, again, excuse me, why the fuck does it matter? At that point, I don't give a shit about the details. All you have to say is confirmed sexual assault by family. Kick them in the balls. All of them. Kick them in the balls till they fall off and die. Like,
oh yeah.
Who gives a fuck about those details? But that's just me. We'll move on. Now, little tidbit. Barbara's great-grandmother was an indigenous Australian from the Maori area, and Barbara was very proud of that and identified as Aboriginal. That's an interesting group of people.
Aboriginals?
Yeah. Just like everything about them. They're so mysterious.
Australians
and then it's very physically odd. Like, not to sound like a dick, but like such an interesting evolutionary trend, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, Australia's a very unique and fascinating place.
Yeah.
I would not even want to go there.
I would want to go there. I just don't know how far into the bush I'd want to go. Because that's the other thing. Everybody talks about, like, I want to go to Australia and go from coast to coast. No, you don't. You want to go along the coast. Once you get away from the coast, there is nothing. I mean, there's stuff to see, but, like...
And everything wants to kill you.
Well, and people forget how fucking big that country is. Or continent, whatever you want to call it. It's both.
Yes.
Like, it's massively huge. Like, you can literally take Australia and just place it over the United States. It's fucking huge. And again, like Phil said, everything wants to kill you.
Yes.
Including this bitch. Now,
sharks and all that shit.
Well, the Aboriginal heritage of the family was actually kept mostly covered up due to a lot of racism towards the Aboriginal people in the area at that time. Which, go figure, human nature. Oi, we don't fucking like Aborigines around here. And they're like, oi, mate, we were fucking here first. And they're like, oh, fuck you. I pay property tax. Fuck off.
I have a question.
And they're like, I'll feed you to me crocodile. Fucking douchey cunt.
Isn't it a myth or is it actual fact that Australia was a penal colony?
No, that's a fact.
That's a fact. So were the Aboriginals?
They were already there.
They were already there.
They're the original
okay
occupants of the continent of Australia.
Okay, that's what I was. That was my.
They were already there.
Were the Aboriginals the criminals, or they were there?
No, the British just colonized the shit out of them.
They just dumped all. Okay.
Which I find them like crazy. Like, you colonize the shit out of them for what? There's like barely, like, not to sound like a total dick, but there's not a whole lot of resources once you get too far into Australia. It's just fucking red sand.
Kangaroos and koala bears.
Like, literally, like, there's fucking farms in Australia that are like hundreds or thousands of kilometers from like a fucking petrol station. Like, apparently, like, people think that farms in Texas are big, but you go out to a big farm in Australia and it's like it's like the size of like fucking like New Jersey. Nice. They're huge. Large. So much land. It's good to have land.
Large and in charge.
But you can't do a whole lot with it is the crazy part. Like, you just raise goats and drive around on 4-wheelers and shit. Wanna fuck off, yeah?
So basically, to recap, Ken's a rapist.
Mom's also kind of crazy.
Sexually abused throughout
Original
her life.
husband's dead.
Original husband's dead.
Sexual abuse of Katherine Knight.
Katherine Knight was sexually abused. The Australian people are racist.
Yes.
Against the Aboriginals. Okay. Continue.
Okay. Now, the only other person in the family that Katherine was close to was her uncle Oscar, who was a champion horseman. I don't know what the fuck that entails.
Equestrian?
But he committed suicide in 1969. And sidebar on that, Katherine still to this day claims that her uncle's ghost visits him. Or her, sorry.
Very possible.
Mixing the paranormal right there.
That's what we do here. Two birds, one very big boomerang.
Getting two birds stoned at once.
Sweet.
Now, the family moved back to Aberdeen the same year that her uncle passed away, 1969. And then Katherine attended Muswell Brook High School, where she became a loner who most of her peers remember as a bully who would push around the smaller children. Makes sense. Not good, but makes sense. What the fuck is that? Pause.
What are we looking at? Oh, your comments.
Who the fuck put a link in the comment?
I think Gregory put a link.
No links. No things for people to click on to go watch and look at other than us.
Yes.
The fuck?
We have a hard enough retention rate as it is.
Now, Katherine and her twin sister were apparently like super ride or die hardcore bitches. And like they were just ready to throw hands with each other regularly, but would also have each other's back if there was a bit of a tiff or a dust up.
They were ready to get down.
They were just fucking throwing elbows, apparently. They were like the Steiner brothers, like just coming in hot. No, fact, and I'm not bullshitting on that one. I get that one. We'll keep building on that. Now, while she was in high school, Katherine definitely assaulted at least one boy at school with some type of weapon, and she was also injured by a teacher one time, but it was later found that the teacher was acting in self-defense.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, sprinkle into that despite all of this activity, when she wasn't playing like hardcore Dudley Boys ECW with the other kids in the school, if she was in a good mood, she was a model student and very often won awards for her good behavior. No! What the fuck? As soon as you're like regularly getting into fights with students and fucking teachers, there are no behavior awards. You don't go, hey, hello, Kathy, come here. Why am I British? Oi! You done a great job this week. You haven't gotten in one dust up. Really proud of you. Here's an award for your good behavior. And I bestow upon you the golden wallaby. Take it home. Show your mum. Oi, oi. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Fucking rugby. No. Fuck that school. You guys are fucking dumb. You're giving just because she's in a good mood and she's not fucking fighting people, behavior award. The fuck? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey.
You're supposed to be a penal colony. Penalize her.
You said penal.
Penal gland. The fuck? That makes no fucking sense, though. She used to fight a lot of kids and she used to beat up teachers here and there, but blimey, when she was in good mood, she was in a great mood. Absolute joy to be around. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go feed my goanna and try to wrestle me up a dodo bird. They don't exist anymore, but I'm pretty sure I saw one on Tim's land last week.
Apparently she's a little bipolar.
Where's my dingo? Holy shit! I fucking meant to pause. I meant to bring this up the other day.
What?
Oh, this fucking reminded me. You remember when I said that there's a very interesting theory that I did not know about the chalupa, like in regards to chupacabra, or fuck, just the chupacabra, not our chupacabra. The chupacabra.
Okay, what?
Okay, so
Maybe
interesting.
Uncle Ken or whatever is visiting us now.
So, okay, so I don't have a time period for this. Hold on.
Google that shit. Welcome, Jessica. Thank you. I'm glad you could join us. Howdy. Right back at you, babe.
Okay. That is not the one I'm looking for.
I will say of all the cryptids, that one is the lamest of all. Basically a vampire dog.
Okay, so I'm just gonna loosely throw this out there. So sometime in the early 1900s, all right.
Okay.
Fuck me in the ass. So it is known that in the early 1900s, the Bronx Zoo exhibited, I think, 4 thylacines. Do you know what a thylacine is? The Tasmanian tiger.
No, I have seen women naked. That is the answer to Gonzo's question in the chat. So I do not know what that is.
So a thylacine, you can look it up on your phone if you want. It's an extinct species now.
Okay.
But in the early 1900s, it was still around. So it's kind of like it's in the canid family.
Okay.
And it had stripes on its back. They called it a Tasmanian tiger.
Okay.
So, and like it's real like lanky and long and lean looking, like real long snout, very very lean and skinny though. So, thylacines were on exhibit at the Bronx Zoo. At one point, there was, I believe, 2 mating pairs of thylacine shipped across the Atlantic to the Bronx Zoo.
Okay.
The ship, I believe the story is, ran aground off the coast, and most of the animals were accounted for, but the 2 breeding pairs of thylacine were not accounted for after the wreckage was all taken into account.
Okay.
Boom.
That's
Shortly after
Chupacabra?
that, people started reporting sightings of the chupacabra.
Well, but I'm not, like I said,
It's
that's the lamest of all of the cryptids. But I
don't know. The Loveland Frogman's pretty boring.
Well, okay, of the big ones, I put that up with the big ones: Loch Ness, Bigfoot. The Loveland Frog is just weird. But I thought that was more of a Central American, almost like it migrated up north from
it's kind of hard
South
to track
America through Mexico. That's I always thought it was more of a Latino type cryptid.
I don't know, but that's what they look like.
That does kind of make sense, though.
Right?
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, totally unrelated to this fucking conversation and this topic, but we're talking about Australia, so it made me think of it.
That's very plausible. I mean,
it's a very strange looking. It's not quite like anything we have here.
It's kind of like a.
I don't even know. I don't even think they were the size of maybe a coyote.
Yeah, it looks like a healthier coyote just with stripes
and much shorter hair.
Right. I've only seen one coyote in my life.
Really? How?
Lucky, I guess. I don't fucking know. That was only a few years ago.
Damn.
Up where I used to live.
You gotta get out more. Yeah.
I saw one up there. Now I've seen a deer walk up the street here.
I've seen a deer walk on the sidewalk.
I saw a dude,
not here, but
I was sitting in the living room, looking out the window, freaking deer walking up the street, and then I saw a dude walking his pony. That was funny.
Neither of those really surprises me around here. But anyway, sidebar over.
Okay,
that just made me think of it.
Murder in Australia.
Okay, so Katherine left school at 15 years old without having learned to read or write and got a job in a clothing factory. Another sidebar, how the fuck do you leave school at 15 years old and you don't know how to read or write?
Same way as that comment, big R.
The school system failed you.
Yes.
This is what happens when you fight kids every other week, but the week when you don't fight kids, you get a fucking behavior award.
Yes. By God, she behaved well. On her good weeks, she behaved well.
Fuck off, Aberdeen Public Schools. Do better. You fucking twat waffles. Excuse me. 15. You can't and I'm not trying
Was
to be...
she a good rugby player or something? That would explain something. Soccer or something?
We'll get to some details about her on outside of school, but I just
female wrestling team? Was she a star?
I don't know, man. And I'm not trying to belittle. I know illiteracy is a thing, and some people really struggle with it, but it's it's also the fucking 60 years ago. You know what I mean? Or
I'm virtually illiterate too. I can't read for sure.
That's because you had a stroke.
I had a stroke, but that's okay.
Now you went from sounding like a kind of dumb to now you talk like Porky Pig. Even though Porky Pig doesn't talk like that anymore, they did away with that.
Yeah, because
they wouldn't make fun of people that stutter.
Right.
I saw that and I was like, I don't know about ruining my childhood memories, but I guess I can kind of understand that one.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm glad I was 100% down. I don't disagree with them canceling fucking Pepe Le Pew.
Well,
Pepe Le Pew was sexually assaulting that cat week in and week out.
I could make a pussy joke here, but I will not.
You tell me I'm wrong, though.
Well, see, you got to remember, I'm of that generation.
Yeah.
It was fucking funny. I do think people are a little fucking sensitive.
I don't disagree, but looking back on it now, thinking about Pepe Le Pew, I'm like, yeah, he was a little creepy.
Of course. Then again,
But Dr. Seuss is racist, too.
I mean, people are so fucking offended.
I mean, we're not going to get any away from that. Fuck it.
I mean, goddamn.
That's just going to keep going. So.
That's like somebody calling me fat, me getting offended. No shit, as I'm eating a Twinkie. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm fat. Go fuck off.
Right?
You're not hurting my feelings. Thanks for... Did you think I did not know this?
Just like what we were talking about earlier, that kid that said I need to stop eating for a week. I'm pretty sure I was having a snack when I read that comment.
Why do you think I dance naked in the dark? Because I know I'm fat.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? It's from Django Unchained.
Actually, I think that's from something else. They just used it in that.
Oh, probably.
What was it? I want to say Bram Stoker Dracula, or it was some 80s movie.
I don't know. Dracula was. Are you thinking of the Children of the Night? What sweet music they sing, or something like that? I know that's a quote from Dracula.
Our researcher's back. She's going to look it up for us.
Anyway, we're moving on.
Yes, Joker and Batman. That's what it was. Yes.
Is it originally from that?
Well, he said it before.
Oh, yeah. I
right.
mean, he still beat whatever the fucking white guy. Whatever. He's from that show you watch. The racist guy from
the show I watched. The racist guy.
The racist guy from the one the lawman show. With the guy that shouldn't be a Southern or a fucking Ranger, doesn't fit the part.
Oh, you're talking about Justified. Not a Ranger. He's a U.S. Marshal.
Either way.
Justified, yeah.
Oh, here tell you what,
Oliphant.
buddy. Sure. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. So, a year after that, she left the clothing factory to start her dream job of cutting up offal at the local abattoir. Now, it's offal spelled O-F-F-A-L. It's like organs and like mostly unwanted byproducts from butchering.
Okay.
And an abattoir is just a slaughterhouse.
Jeez, fancy word for a slaughterhouse.
We've used that term in an episode before. I can't remember what it was.
You must have used it because that's above me.
Yes. Now, fair enough. Now, while she was working in the offal department at the Aberdeen Meatworks Company, she would clean up all the blood and the bile and nasty shit from the production line of cutting up butchering said animals.
Yeah.
And also, other employees of the Aberdeen Meatworks Company said that Katherine enjoyed going to the front of the production line so she could watch the animals having their throats slit. And like, apparently we're not talking about just being like, huh, and walking away. Like, legitimately sitting there and taking fucking, like, being like, like she's watching a fucking Chris Pratt movie.
That beer's finally done. I'm about to go brush my teeth. Jesus. God, how can people drink that shit?
I mean, there's worse beers, but like I might choose a Coors Light over like a Little King. Even though I did fuck with Little Kings there for a period of time. I could put some Little Kings down there for a little while.
Yeah, I bet you took down some Little Kings.
Midget jokes. So she was promoted in a short time to the boning department.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, she got a job in the boning department.
And then she told her daughter all about it.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming they mean like taking the bones out of stuff, but we'll leave that one up to your fucking imagination.
But that's not as fun.
Yeah. She was also, when she was promoted to the boning department, she was also given her own set of butcher knives. Yes. Now, I forgot to kind of preface this. The butcher business and slaughterhouse business and shit was kind of like a family tradition at this point, or just even like a town tradition. Like that was a big predominant business to go into around this area. Hence why it was kind of her dream job in a way, but we'll find out later. I think that she had the at least signs, if not full-blown diagnosis of what they call Pickering, I think it's called.
I've heard of that. What is that?
It's somebody who has a predisposition or almost like a fetish towards the thought or act of like cutting or stabbing things.
Okay, yes.
Much like I think Robert Pickton was like that, where he would like stab his victims, not enough to really hurt them, but just enough to like break the skin and
just
shit.
Gave him the tip.
He just
the tip.
We're going to play a game. All that shit. Now, again, boning department, butcher's knives, hand in hand.
Awesome.
Now, after she received her butcher's knives, Katherine kept her knives hung, over her bed, so as they could, quote, would always be handy if I needed them. All right, Kathy, whatever you say, honey.
She was a Boy Scout, always prepared.
Yeah, she knows how to tie knots like a motherfucker. Now, Katherine was known for her man hands, like Jerry Springer man hands, and abnormal, unusual strength. She was a fucking She-Hulk mega bitch.
She-Hulk.
And she was ready to throw her big fucking gorilla mitts around at any and every face that was able and capable and willing to piss her off. She had later was diagnosed, which we'll talk about later, with borderline personality disorder. So she would be like good and super nice and lovely to be around, and then like flip of the switch, she just flipped the fuck out and lash out at anybody for anything, and then just go back to just being like, hello, love. Would you like some Vegemite?
So pretty much 99% of the women I've dated in my life.
No, not to this extreme. Just hold your horses on that one. Now, that's kind of her early life. Now we're going to get into some of her relationships in her adult life. We're going to start with David Kellett. In 1973, this is the year where Katherine met her coworker, David Kellett. Or we'll go with Collette. It rolls off the tongue better. I don't think that's what it is, but fuck it. It was the 70s. David was also a heavy drinker, which kind of stemmed from two incidents from when he was working for the railway systems in Coffs Harbour. The first of which, his best friend was killed in front of him in a shunting accident.
What the fuck is a shunting?
From what I understood, I loosely looked it up, and it's like track switching.
Oh, okay.
I believe is the overall gist of that situation. The second of which was when he rescued injured occupants of a school bus in Kempsey, which had been struck by a train, killing 6 of the children.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'll put you in a bad mood. That'll kind of fuck your day up, I guess, pussy. Now, David was known around town as being a good dude, but would drink too much and was not shy about getting into a fight. It was also known around town that if David was out drinking and got into a fight, Katherine would roll up Debo style and throw down side by side with her man prince.
Gotta like a woman's got your back.
Like, hey, oi, Kathy, these fucks over here trying to start a little scuff with me. Oh, I'll be right here, honey. Don't worry about a fucking thing. You want me to bring the molly whopper? And she just rolled up and be like, oi, cunts, come have a go. Apparently she just beat the fuck out of grown men.
Sweet.
She's just out there like fucking China, R.I.P. China with a Y. In case anybody's wondering. Apparently there's some new chick that's supposed to be like the strongest woman ever to wrestle.
Okay.
Doesn't look as masculine as China, though. But that's besides, I don't know her fucking name. I don't watch that shit. Excuse me. Now, David and Katherine kind of fell in love. And one day, Katherine basically just straight up told David that they were getting married.
Well, she's a bad bitch.
From what I believe he was, I believe he was drunk, and like he woke up and she was like, "I can't believe you're gonna marry me, David. I love you." And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Where's my Fosters?" Oi, don't talk to me about getting married unless I've had my Vegemite in the morning. Tastes like shit. Can't go back to sleep after that. Now on the wedding day, the couple showed up to the ceremony on Katherine's motorcycle. David was trashy-faced drunk. He was also riding while Katherine was driving. So David came to his own wedding with his wife on a motorcycle, drunk as fuck, riding bitch.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's a good start.
I don't see... You telling me this did not last?
No. This is first.
Shocker.
This is first on the list. And I would like to think that the Scorpions was playing. Here I am, rocked you like a hurricane.
Hey, I ain't riding.
Or fucking, was it Motley Crue?
I can't drive 55.
No, that was Sammy Hagar.
Oh, just Sammy Hagar?
Yes. That was Sammy Hagar before Van Halen.
Either way.
That was like the only hit he really had, I think.
Or insert really any 80s song would be perfect for that situation.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like a Pat Benatar song.
I love rock and roll.
That was Joan Jett.
It was, wasn't it?
Yes. You are just killing it in your music history.
I know. Well, we can all agree. That era kind of lost on me.
Joan Jett was... I like Joan Jett.
I don't want to say she's bad, but That whole
I
era
was
was
never
not
a
really
Pat
my.
Benatar fan.
That whole era was not really my thing.
Well, it was before your time.
I have listened to a lot of shit that was before my time. I
But
just don't.
You didn't live it.
I think that whole generation just kind of mailed it in.
No, I mean there was some good shit, but see the problem.
Not very deep. It was very surface level. You have to admit that for the most part, as far as popular shit goes, very surface level. Didn't really have to dive into the lyrics very much.
Well, but every year has gotten progressively more deep. I mean, trust me, there was nothing deep about the fucking Beach Boys, from the 60s.
Well, maybe there would have been if they would have released those fucking Charles Manson songs.
Which, speaking of that, you probably heard that one, whatever podcast I can't.
Necronomicon.
Yes. They played one of his recordings.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker wasn't bad.
He wasn't.
He could actually carry a tune.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
It wasn't, first 2 episodes of American Idol bad.
It was like, it's one of those situations of like, what would have happened if they would have just given him the goddamn record deal? Much
Maybe
like
Sharon
what would have
Tate
happened if
still
they
been
would
alive.
What would have happened if they would have just let Hitler into fucking art school?
Yeah, no shit.
But that's neither here nor there. So again, wedding day, Catherine rolls up. David's drunk on the back of the motorcycle. Fucking good start. We're off to a good start, folks. Now, on the day the two were married, Catherine's mother told David, her mother told him, and this is a quote, "You better watch this one or she'll fucking kill you. Stir her up the wrong way or do the wrong thing and you're fucked. Don't ever think of playing up on her. She'll fucking kill you."
Sweet.
Now, playing up on her is like Australian jargon for cheating.
Oh.
Yeah. So twice, her mother told her new husband, she will fucking kill you. Drunk, riding bitch on the motorcycle on the way to the ceremony. Her mom told you she'd kill you twice.
He was warned.
Man's got high hopes. He's a dreamer.
If he was sober, maybe he would have said, "You know what? I think I'm going to sit this one out." Just saying.
Like I said, he had high hopes, and I'm here for it. I appreciate his wherewithal to have a bright and shiny outlook on this fucking shit show.
He made his bet he was going to lay in it.
Maybe on his side half the time because she beat the fuck out of him, but, Jesus Christ.
Wait a minute. I'm confused. Hold on a minute. We're talking Catherine, right?
Yeah.
Catherine was the one that was... Who was raped 10 times a day?
Catherine's mother.
Okay, Catherine's mother. Okay.
Yes. The one who said this.
Okay.
Which that will kind of come into play right now. So on the night of the wedding, Catherine tried to strangle David because he only had sex with her 3 times. Now, that being said, she was upset at this because she heard multiple times from her mother about how her father had sex with her 5 times on the night of their wedding. I'm assuming that at least some of those were non-consensual. But apparently she heard about her parents consummating the marriage 5 times on the night of their wedding, so she got fucking mad because David only dropped it on her 3 times and tried to strangle him. Unsuccessfully.
The more this goes on, the more I'd like to party with this bitch.
I don't think so. So, at one time, while Catherine was pregnant, she burned all of David's clothing and shoes before hitting him across the back of the head with a frying pan because he came home late from a darts competition after he reached the finals.
That's deserving. If you're in a dart fucking tournament, you deserve to be beaten.
Now, David tried to run before he collapsed at the neighbor's house and was then treated for a fractured skull. Yes. Police wanted to charge Katherine Knight, but she talked David into dropping the charges. I guess she was a real good sweet talker when she wasn't in her aggro mode. One of my favorite of all of Steve Irwin's crocodiles, by the way, aggro. Now, he also claims that later on he woke up to see Catherine dragging one of her knives across his throat before laughing and telling him how easy it would be for her to kill him. Call me crazy. Out of those 5 or 6 facts that we just went over, I would argue that at least one is a fucking red flag here. Maybe that one. Maybe the time that her mom told you she'll fucking kill you twice on your wedding day. Maybe the fact that you felt the need to get pissed drunk before your wedding and then ride bitch on the motorcycle up to the fucking ceremony.
Well,
maybe the fact that she cracked your fucking skull open with a frying pan.
Well, this is kind of the MO in domestic violence. Now, 99% of the time,
It's
the other way around.
Yeah.
To where I'm sure men are capable.
Oh, 100%.
I'm sorry. I'm just different. I wake up and my significant other has a knife to my throat saying this. I might play along for about 6 hours. And guess what? I'm leaving to go to work and I ain't coming back.
Right. One would think.
But I guess that a man can have the same denial issues that, happen a lot. Try to justify it in their mind. I guess it's very plausible. I don't know. But it's possible.
Yeah. Now, in May of 1976, shortly after their first child was born, David Collette left Katherine for another woman and moved to Queensland.
Well,
Good call, bud.
You should have did it before the child was born, I'm just saying.
Yahtzee. Wait for it. Katherine allegedly threatened to chop their daughter into pieces if he didn't come back, and also allegedly swung their kid around like a fucking hammer toss in the Olympics by her ankles.
That's just good fun.
Apparently, that's a thing.
I'm trying to think.
Not that aggressively, obviously, but
I remember my daughters, I swung them around, but by like the hand, like arms underneath the shoulders.
you just Buffalo Bill in it. Yeah,
No, underneath the shoulders and spin around to where their feet would
throwing
go
them
up.
like a fucking bolo.
Not, what would I watch the other day, last Thursday, Blades of Glory.
Oh my god, dude, that is the most slept on fucking Will Ferrell movie.
I have to say I did. I've covered this and talked about this 100 times on this podcast.
Not a Will Ferrell fan,
Not
but
a
that
Will
movie's
Ferrell
fucking
fan,
funny.
That was funny.
Did you watch Semi-Pro?
No, I've seen parts of it.
I feel you got to watch Semi-Pro. That's another one of those ones that shit's just funny. I have a bronze bust of Ron Burgundy from
would.
Anchorman.
You fucking would.
That's how I know that his full legal name is Ronald Joseph Aaron Burgundy.
Why is that not out here instead of the skull?
I thought about it before the show. It's literally sitting in my room. Ghost. So, back to the good stuff. The next day, Katherine was seen pushing her baby, Melissa, in a stroller down the main street of the town and was apparently violently swinging and throwing the stroller side to side into random shit as she walked down the street. That's not funny.
It is kind of funny. She's playing bumper cars.
It's a fucking mental image, man. Like it's funny to think of because if you saw that, I would automatically be there's not a fucking baby in there. And then if I did walk up and I was like, there's a fucking baby in there.
Well, she's just.
What the fuck are you doing?
She's just getting in advance because as the daughter would get older, she'd let her push a shopping cart, and kids always run into fucking everything.
Yeah.
She's just playing it forward a little bit,
So
Beating her
after
to the
this.
punch.
After this, she was admitted to St. Elmo's Hospital, where she was diagnosed with postnatal depression and spent several weeks recovering.
That shit's serious, though.
It is. Now, after she was released, Katherine placed 2-month-old Melissa on a railway line shortly before a train was due to pass through, then stole an axe, went into town, and threatened to kill several people while swinging the axe around like Paul Bunyan's crazy ex-wife.
I don't.
Yeah.
This bitch should not have any. Hey, she does kill people, right? Eventually, I'm taking since.
Just hold.
What?
Maybe.
I don't feel bad about calling her a bitch because I've called her a bitch.
Oh, no,
a
she's
lot.
definitely a fucking bitch.
Okay, thank you.
She's an asshole, dickhead, piece of shit, all that.
Okay. But she likes to fuck, so I'm kind of torn here. I'm torn.
Like Natalie Imbruglia.
Lying naked on the floor.
Oh.
Losing everything.
I think that fucking song is about sexual assault. Somebody brought it up to me at work years ago, and I listened to it, and I was like, holy fuck, this really does kind of sound like sexual assault. We'll have to listen to it later. What's your opinion? So, fuck you, Instagram notifications. So luckily, a local man known as Old Ted, he was without a dwelling, if you will. We'll keep it PC. Houseless, I think, is the new term. He was foraging, I guess. Now, he was foraging for food near the railway line, found Melissa, and saved her literally minutes before the scheduled train passed by where she had been left. Yeah. Like, probably so close that fucking Tonto could have put his head on the railroad tracks and been like, "It sound like great stampede of buffalo, Kimasabe. 2 minute." Speaking of, I know the Super Bowl's been a sore subject in the chat. Did you see during the Super Bowl they were showing those international viewing parties? And one of them was in Germany, and I guess there's a lot of Chiefs fans in Germany. And, like, I don't think they had the, I don't think they had it right, and they're doing this. And I was like, oh, God, please catch the one German guy that, like, turns the chop from the chop, and he's like, oh. I was like, God damn it, it needs to fucking happen. He's a piece of shit, and it's like, I can't help it. My arm starts to move, and it just does it. I don't know why.
Oh, that is fucking
I got it from my grandfather. But, dude, I was watching that. I was watching the video of them doing it, and I was like, oh, my God, just fucking keep that camera on for 5 more minutes.
Somebody's gonna throw it in.
Oh my God, dude! Some drunk German guy had to fucking do it. Anyway, after this, Katherine was arrested and taken to St. Elmo's again, but she signed herself out the following day.
Okay.
Yet another outlandish fucking failure of the public works of the continent and country of Australia, specifically the town of Aberdeen.
Aberdeen's a shithole.
Good job, guys. Fucking great call there. A few days after that, Katherine slashed a woman's face. This was like a neighbor. She went to her house and knocked on her door and told her that her baby was sick and asked her if she would take her to the doctor. And at this point, she entered the dwelling, cut the woman's face, and then demanded that she drive her to, Cleveland, to Queensland so she could find David, her estranged husband at this point.
Aberdeen, Cleveland,
you know,
not much difference.
Now, no, Queensland. She was trying to go to Queensland to go get David back.
Because David, was hung.
Yeah, I guess. She needed somebody to ride bitch on her motorcycle.
But couldn't do it 4 times, could only do it 3.
But both hands, David. I don't want you falling off. Fucking twat. Now, the woman, once this happened, and the woman grabbed, I believe it was her 2 kids, because her kids were with her, loaded them up in the car. They get going. Now, the woman had to stop at a petrol station, as they call it. So she stopped at this gas station, and by the time police arrived, Katherine had taken a young boy hostage and was threatening him with a knife. This happened because during all of that, the woman, when she finally escaped, took her kids, locked herself and her kids in the office of the gas station. So Katherine goes banging on the door and then apparently goes and with her bare hands removes a fucking blade from like a big-ass lawnmower that's nearby and uses the blade to chop down the door of the fucking office. Gets the lady's son, and that's the kid she was holding hostage when the cops got there. She's a goddamn superhero. She's a supervillain. She's She-Hulk.
She's Jason, for the love of God.
She's Sandra. She's She-Hulk. She's Australian She-Hulk.
What the fuck's in the water in Australia?
Vegemite and platypus
Christ.
piss.
God damn, she is.
That's a lot of alliteration for 2 words. Platypus piss.
That is shit.
Say that 3 times fast.
Wow.
Yeah. So the cops got there. This bitch has a fucking little kid held hostage with a lawnmower blade and a knife. See, you know why she used the lawnmower blade?
Why?
Because she knew she would need a more stout blade or item to get through the door, and she didn't want to mess up her butcher's knife. That's why she ripped the fucking blade off of a goddamn lawnmower with her bare hands. She went and she fucking...
I think I love her.
She did it like Kane in the Hell in the Cell.
She's still alive?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to Charlie Manson marry her.
Good luck.
How old is she?
67. She's the same age as my dad would be. Yeah. 55. 1955. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So this part's kind of funny. The cops got there, and she was eventually disarmed and arrested when the police attacked her with brooms.
Brooms?
Yeah. Like, you're a fucking penal colony. Do your cops not have cops or guns? You're out here beating this bitch with a fucking broom. Oi, come here, you. Fuck off. Somebody get the fucking Bissell. The cheap green one from fucking Walgreens ain't doing it. It just bends on a giant fucking melon.
Oh, shit.
What are we going to do, Jim? Grab that broom. You grab the mop. I'll get the vacuum. We're going to beat the fuck out of it. We got no Why'd you beat her with the broom? I had no choice, Cap. She was going all kinds of aggro. All I seen was a bit of a broom. Grabbed the broom, broke it in half, gave the other half to Jeff. I said, Jeff, either we're going to live or we're going to die. If I'm going to die with somebody, I want it to be you and that broom. Huddle up.
My luck, I'd be the one to they'd stick me with the Swiffer.
All right, boys, let's huddle up. Let's have a bit of a convo. Ma'am, if you could please just keep threatening the child, we're going to have a little talk. All right, boys. This is the moment we trained for. This bitch is fucking aggro as fuck, crazy and a piss pig. All we got is this goddamn broom broken in 3 pieces for the 3 of us. I don't even know they only have fucking 3 brooms. So now we've got less distance on her. She's arms long as fuck. She's gangly as shit. Her knuckles look like fucking Randy Couture's forehead. I don't know how we're going to make it out of this. You, just try not to cry. You, I hope you had your fucking Monster Energy drink this morning because you're going to fucking need it, bud. And me, well, I'm the most important. I'll be in the back. So now, it's fucking go time. Any questions? Put your fucking hand in because you know I don't have an answer to your question. Fucking brooms. I also wondered. I was like, is this multiple brooms or did they have to use the same broom? I would hope it's multiple. So you got 2 of them like poking her, trying to keep her back, while she's just fist interfering at these motherfuckers with the lawnmower blade, and one guy's just like whack-a-moling her over the top.
This is in Queensland, right? Or just
this is on the ways of Queensland.
So you're telling me these cops brought broomsticks to
I don't know if they have. That's what I was also wondering that. Like, do they have the brooms? Like, do they just drive around with the... Oh, we got to go on patrol. Don't forget the fucking broom. If I get yelled at for leaving a fucking cigarette butt on Main Street one more again, it's your fucking fault, Jeff. Oh, you're not Jeff. Where's fucking Jeff? Where the fuck is Jeff? Jeff! Oi, Mayor.
Sorry about that. Oh,
leave my goddamn fucking broom in the fucking office one more again. I'll fuck you off proper right quick, mate. I'll feed you to Stevie Boy's Crocs. You're going to catch a fucking stingray in the hat. Didn't find that information out. I did not find out if they brought the brooms that they beat her with them, or if the brooms were provided by said petrol station.
I just don't think it's a wise choice to bring up brooms to a lawnmower blade fight. I'm just saying.
And also, like, again, why don't you? And I also wonder. I was like, is this just like a slang term down there
for like a baton?
Yeah, that's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, I don't even want to say
that shit.
I don't even want to say that's what I was thinking. That's what I was hoping. I'm hoping that they call their batons broomsticks or something like that, and they weren't just like they're just piss out of luck. They don't have anything but handcuffs and a fucking. They're like the security guards in that one movie. They have no handcuffs. They have pepper spray, and then they have that little leather pouch that holds enough to fucking call the cops on the payphone in case it gets really out of hand.
I'm just
like, are you just sitting there and you're like, we gotta do something? You got a fucking gun? No.
Should have passed the last tax levy.
Of course, we don't have any fucking guns. Fuck. A knife? No. Brace knuckles? No. Pepper spray? No. Fuck. Billy Club? No? Yeah, that's right. They don't give us those either, do they? Rock? No? Does anybody have a small child we can throw? And then some old ass lady with thick ass Coke bottle glasses just comes out of left field with 3 fucking brooms, and she's like, "Here you go, boys." And he's like, "Oh fuck yeah, that's perfect." I mean, the gun would have been ideal, but a baton, because they say baton, not baton. I'm glad we left the batons at the office. I'd much rather have the broomsticks because it gives us a bit of distance. Because this bitch is wild. Crikey. She's fucking off proper, right? Well, I don't know why I keep going British, like out of nowhere.
I keep, the whole.
I just keep seeing pictures in my, and also I'm like, man, you're lucky it's the 70s, because if it was today and you had those shitty metal broom handles, you'd hit her once and it'd bend, and she just like, you'd activate her like super inner mega bitch, and she'd be like, and you'd be like, oh fuck, run!
I just keep picturing Crocodile Dundee in that one scene where, you call that a knife? This is a knife. You call that a broomstick?
This is a broomstick. Why didn't they do that? Why didn't they do the fucking water buffalo on the road thing? Might have worked.
Might have. You never know.
Because this bitch is clearly
Wait
fucking
a minute.
some.
It's Australia. Boomerangs don't come standard issue for the cops. What the fuck?
Fuck! Give me boomerang. You miss her. Fuck! Here it comes. I didn't put on me catching glove.
Damn it, Jeff lost it.
Just just grab the fucking giant python that we all know was within 8 feet of you because you're in fucking Australia, and whip that around like she did with her kid, and then right at her ass.
Oh, what about get a kangaroo, beat the shit out of her, or throw a koala bear at her and give her chlamydia? I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a bad option either. Like, you have literally so many horrific animals.
You got options.
Just fucking go gently catch a funnel web spider and then flick it at her. Because that motherfucker will put you down quick.
Is that the big one the size of your...
No, that's a huntsman spider.
Oh, is that the huntsman? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I don't use broomsticks. We just went on a fucking 8-minute broomstick rant, but god damn it. Like, that's just such a funny fucking... you just got this big, burly, fucking curly-headed bitch with glasses, and like every picture I saw of her, she was wearing like fucking Looney Tunes shirts and shit, and she's like, oh yeah, she's got those big fucking like half glasses from the 80s and shit, and she's like, oh, my name's fucking Katherine. And these guys are just like, fuck off, bitch.
I seriously hope, broomstick is just the Australian terminology for baton.
Or like they already know her, and like they know she's like a terrible mom and a terrible wife, and like her house is fucking a mess all the time, and they're just like beating the shit out of her, being like, this is fucking horribly ironic. She's not gonna learn how to use this.
She's never seen a broom before.
Fuck off.
Me personally, I use a toilet brush. Fuck it, I'm coming at you.
Rubber spatula.
Ooh, Aunt Jemima treatment.
Yeah.
The Stripes reference there.
Aunt Jemima's racist too. I will say, did you ever see the old Aunt Jemima bottles? They were pretty fucking racist. Like the really old ones. The really old ones, they were pretty fucking racist. I went to a fucking antiques market over there. You know, the one that's kind of close. The big fucking one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We went in there, and like literally every 5 minutes I was like, oh, look, old-timey racism. Literally like every 5 fucking minutes walking around that place. It's like $400. For what? The fuck?
Racism.
What, are you fucking charging as much as your ancestors tried to fucking pay for them? You dickhead. Like, racism was fucked, and slavery was fucked when it was a thing.
Well, it's still a
Fuck
thing.
off charging that much for some racist shit. Just give it away so people can break it. It's a piece of history. What the fuck are you talking about? That piece of history is about as useful and historical as these goddamn broomsticks were against She-Hulk. Literally, you ever want a good time, just take me to an antiques place. I will walk around, even with the old people around me that are like, I love everything. I'll be like, ha ha ha, that's fucking racist. Especially the ones, there's a couple booths that had like a strange amount of oriental materials, and looking at some of those, I was like, I'm me, and I'm almost offended by that. That one's fucking bad.
You know, some of them were so bad. I remember when I was a kid in the late 70s, early 80s, those lawn ornaments with the guy
Oh
holding
my
the
god,
candle.
yeah, those were fucking.
Even at like 7, 8 years old, I was like,
yeah.
that's kind of.
Oh, they
that's
always
a-
had the white lips and or the
I was
white
like-
around the lips and then the red lip. I'm
I'm
like,
like,
oh my god, it's fucking terrible.
That's I'm
like I'm not like a super sensitive fucking snowflake person, but I'm like fucking racist is fucking racist. Like,
as a kid, 7, 8 years old in the late 70s, early 80s, I'm like, I think that's a little wrong. I'm just saying.
yeah. I was the same way when I was a kid. I was like, that seems kind of fucked. Cannonball! Fuck off, broomstick.
Huh. Does it come in white?
Now I'm starting to see these cops like I would imagine they're Australian cops, so they have like the Chips fucking or like the Reno 911 shorts. And I just see 3 of them like fucking going Donatello from Ninja Turtles with these fucking broomsticks. They're like, oh, fuck off.
I'll be back on the.
You know how many times I've watched that fucking Bruce Lee movie, bitch? You about to enter the fucking dragon.
All right, let's get off the broomsticks.
You already kind of look like Chuck Norris. You about to get fucked up.
Let's get off the broomsticks. Let's move on past the broomsticks. I'm sure there'll be something else to rant on here
So
shortly.
after she was apprehended and everything, Katherine told the nurses that she intended to kill the mechanic at the gas station because he had repaired David's car, allowing him to leave. And then kill both her husband and his mother when she got to Queensland.
Well, at least she has dreams.
Yeah, okay. Now, when police told David about the incident, he left his girlfriend and moved to Aberdeen with his mom to help support Katherine. What the fuck are you talking about, bud?
Motherfucker was scared.
She must have. What the fuck? She really did a number on you with that frying pan, didn't she, dip fuck?
I mean, I'm kind of sympathetic here. I mean,
Somebody needs to beat the fuck out of him with a broom.
I'm just
She
saying.
probably did.
He
She was
prob-
like, oh, you make this happen to me now, you're going to get fucked up.
I'm just saying he was scared to death. Can't beat him, join him.
He was already gone.
But she
You
tracked his
fucking.
ass down.
No, she didn't get there.
But
He heard about it,
She was
talked to
coming.
the fucking cops, and then he said, hey, Mum, come on back with me now.
I'm just
It'll be all right. She's fine. Don't worry about it. She's got it out of her system.
saying.
It's like a bad fever. It fucks you up for a little while, then it's gone. She's fine. Not a fucking care in the world. We're good.
I don't blame him. I say fuck it. I'm out. I'm going back.
All right.
Because they say they're crazy. They're good in bed. So Katherine
I don't
must
give
have been
a fuck. She cracked his
firecracker in the
fucking
sack.
skull open.
She must have been.
She had
good.
something. There was something about this chick that like she kept people coming back. But we'll move on now.
From what the thumbnail wasn't her looks.
Well, it's Australia.
That's true. Well, she must have been able to suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
I'm pretty sure the most attractive woman in Australia is fucking Hugh Jackman. Now, after this, they all moved to a suburb of Brisbane. It's not Brisbane. I know that's a big fucking area of annoyance for Australian people. It's Brisbane.
Okay, so Brisbane.
Where Katherine, hey, Australia likes us every other month or so you'd
Okay,
be good.
we love you, Australia.
Where Katherine
And
got
yet you just said basically Hugh Jackman's the prettiest woman in Australia. So fuck off.
I don't know, Bindi Irwin's kind of fucking hot.
Okay, that's just wrong.
What?
Well, what? She is of age now.
Yeah, she's like fucking 22 or some shit.
I'm 50.
I think it's mostly the fact that she's always got fucking like crocodiles and shit. I think half the time I'm just like, man, look at that salty. That is a beautiful blue insularis.
God, you're a dork.
That's the prettiest snake there is. One of.
There's,
They're like neon blue.
there's no such thing as a pretty snake.
They're like neon blue.
I don't do spiders or snakes.
And they're arboreal
I'm
from
a bit of a
birth.
pussy.
They're arboreal from birth because they're from the Komodo Islands and they get eaten if they're on the ground.
I don't give a fuck.
Did you know there's also parts of the world where goats climb trees so that they're not as easily caught by ground predators? Yeah, like you can just go places in Africa, like, and they'll be like, you will go by somebody's goat herd, and like half of them will be up in a fucking tree.
I'm just trying to visualize a goat climbing a fucking tree.
It's much less entertaining than visualizing 3 grown men beat a fucking woman with broomsticks.
That is true.
Fuck off, fucking bitch. Fuck, she's got the other end. The three of them tug of warring the fucking broomstick away from her. God damn it.
I get stuck with the bristles. Fuck.
Oh man. So they moved to a suburb of Brisbane where Katherine got a job at another slaughterhouse. This is great. Like, after all that's been going on, let's give this fucking heifer a job in a slaughterhouse with knives.
Again?
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, this is after the last one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she needs more knives. We need another butcher knife.
Right. Now, her family thought that David was at fault and doing fucked up shit because she just kind of spun a web of lies throughout this whole thing.
Shocker.
To the point that one day David went to pick Katherine up from her mother's house, and when Katherine's mother, Barbara, came out to the car to basically tell him to fuck off and leave her daughter alone, Katherine saw this out the window or through the door or something like that, fucking goes fucking stomping out there like looking like fucking Dave Bautista with long hair and less tattoos, spins her mom around and just fucking knocks her clean the fuck out with a one-hitter quitter in the driveway.
So
Her mom's in her fucking like 60s at this point. So because her mom is going off of what she told her, telling David to fuck off because he's a piece of shit because of what Katherine told her. And because of that, Katherine goes out there and just mops the fuck out of her mom.
she a bad bitch.
She's something. Just from all reports, just knocked her mom clean the fuck out with one shot in the middle of the fucking driveway.
I think I'm in love.
This bitch is just walking around like Ronda Rousey. Well, if Ronda Rousey was a better boxer. Chris Cyborg. There you go. That fucking, I mean, great fighter, but not the most attractive woman I've ever seen.
No.
But about two pegs below Hugh Jackman. Or insert anybody. I don't even know anybody else from Australia, I'll be honest.
The Hemsworths.
Oh, I'd fuck them. Smash.
Not Ian.
Smash.
No.
Smash both the Hemsworths and fucking Hugh Jackman. Is Russell Crowe Australian?
New Zealand.
Smash. Are there any famous women from Australia?
I think Nicole Kidman's from.
Smash.
Um.
Wait, it depends on what Nicole Kidman we're talking about. Like, are we talking about like dirty turn of the century? What was that fucking movie she was in with Tom Cruise?
Days of Thunder.
Mm.
Oh, or are you talking where Days of Thunder?
Where he was
the first
Irish.
one. Yeah, where far away.
Far and Away.
Far away. Yeah.
A fucking good movie, and kind of low key funny as fuck. When she didn't know how to wash the clothes and she was twisting around, he was like, you got your soap and your and he was like, and your fucking soap. He said, and you plunge and scrub. And when you're done with your plunging and scrubbing, and he flapped it out super hard, put it on the clothesline, and then like fucking tactical grabs those clothespins off of his back belt line and just said, bah. That whole scene was fucking comedy gold. All they needed was somebody beating the shit out of a She-Hulk with a fucking broomstick, and it would have been fucking perfect.
And again, eyes wide shut, Nicole.
Mm. That little kid, he said, "To the line, gentlemen!" And fucking Cole Meany was like, "Jesus Christ, boy."
But there's actually quite a few attractive actresses from Australia, I believe.
I don't know any of them.
Other than Hugh Jackman. And the Hemsworths.
Anywho, so throughout all this, they had one more child. Because what do you do after all of this behavior? You bring another child into this world and into this relationship.
This one will solve all the problems.
But after this, they did split. After that child, they did split up, and she moved around a couple times in a couple different places.
Did he fake his death?
No, I just saw that they split. She was probably fucking some other guy, realistically. And then she moved around a little bit, started faking a back injury so she could get like subsidies to live off of and shit. You know, more power to you. Fuck it. That's like that is the least of the world's worries with this fucking woman. If that's all she's doing, Leave her alone. Give her that behavior award from elementary school. Dust that motherfucker off. Get her first 17 boyfriend's fucking blood and teeth off of it and give her the award again. So this brings us to David Saunders.
A
lot of Davids. There's another David.
Jesus
at the end
Christ.
of this.
You think
now,
the word would get out on her?
If your name's David, run. Now, Katherine met 38-year-old minor David Saunders in 1986. Shortly after that, he moved in with her and her daughters, but kept his old apartment. That's fair. If you're going to move in super quick, yeah, maybe keep your place. You never know.
I think that's a wise call.
Well, she would freak out on him about what he may or may not have been doing when she wasn't around and would throw him out of the house quite often. Then he would move back to his apartment where she would then follow him and then beg him to come back again.
I've been in relationships like this.
We're off to a bad start. And then in May 1987, she cut the throat of his 2-month-old dingo puppy in front of him just to show him an example of what would happen if he ever cheated on her.
What exactly is a dingo puppy?
It's like a dingo. A dingo is a wild dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bitch. Now, kill all the men you want, but
yeah, they're low-key kind of cute.
Now you're pushed. Now you just crossed the line.
They kind of look like, have you ever seen a Shiba Inu?
I'm sure I have, but
I'm trying to think of it. It's like their version of a wolf.
Okay.
Smaller, not I guess it's
I can. When you say dingo, I just think of the Ultimate
dingo
Warrior.
ate my baby.
The Ultimate Warrior. He was originally the Dingo Warrior.
You didn't think of it. Dingo ate my baby.
No.
We can do that story sometime. So yeah, she cut the throat of his 2-month-old dingo puppy.
Well, fuck her.
Yeah. And then she knocked him the fuck out with a frying pan.
I'm seeing a pattern.
Yeah.
Maybe
but
all the guys should do the cooking. I'm
no,
just saying.
No. See, there's one secret at the heart of this. Get a fucking broom. It's clearly her kryptonite. She beats the fuck out of you with everything she can get her hands on. Cuts motherfuckers, hits them with frying pans. You pull out that Swiffer wet jet, and she just goes vampire on you. You pull out a fucking, what is it? Is it Quickie brand or whatever the fuck it is? The green ones that you get at Walgreens. You pull out one of those, and she just fucking curls up in the corner.
I wonder what a mop would do to her.
Oh, maybe make her smell a little fucking better. She didn't look like she smelled like roses and lilies, which that wouldn't be really good anyway, because I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Roses don't really smell good. They don't smell bad, but anyway, I digress. So, in June of 1988, she gave birth to a third daughter named Sarah.
I'm taking David's. David's the father.
Yeah.
Okay.
So David Saunders put down a deposit on a house, which Katherine decorated with animal skins, skulls, horns, rusty animal traps, leather jackets, old boots, machetes, rakes, and pitchforks, leaving nothing, including the ceilings, undecorated.
Is she the muscle for a fucking biker gang?
That's
Jesus
what I was
Christ.
saying. Is she the interior designer for the bad guy from fucking Roadhouse? Remember when he pushed over the fucking polar bear on that fat kid?
Weston?
Yeah. That fucking chotch bag. Now, after the two got into an argument and Katherine hit Saunders in the face with an iron before stabbing him in the abdomen with a pair of scissors, he moved back to his apartment, which was in Scone, but later returned home to Aberdeen, where Katherine had cut up all of his clothes. Yeah.
Was she making a nice quilt? Probably not.
Probably not. I don't understand these people. Now, Saunders took some time off of work and went into hiding from Katherine at this point. And when he returned a few months later, this time, I will give this guy this one. He returned several months. He evaded Katherine for several months, or a few months. And when he came back to see his daughter. I can wrap my head around that one, especially considering the person that she was left with. Considering her history with children already.
Can I ask a question?
You can. I can't tell you if I can answer it.
Well, he might be a piece of shit. I think maybe he should have took the daughter with him.
You would think.
Throw the kid in the car. Let's go.
Call me cray cray.
I'm just saying.
Get in the car. Fuck off. Fuck her. Jesus Christ. She cut up me polo.
I mean, he's driving.
I got no more Lacoste.
He's in such a hurry to get out of the fucking house, scared shitless. He gets about 20 miles away and says, "Oh, shit, I forgot the kid."
Yeah. Fuck it.
All right.
I'll get another one when I get back in town.
Survival of the fittest. You're
Yeah.
on your own.
So, when he returned a few months later to see his daughter, he found that Katherine had gone to the police and told them she was afraid of him and twisted the whole thing up again, which ended up in basically, I can't remember the exact terms of it, but basically like what we know as a protection order against David. And that everything kind of just dissolved from there with him. So that kind of wrapped that one up for the most part. Then we get to John Chillingworth. This is a really short one. Katherine met John Chillingworth through her job in 1991 and gave birth to a boy named Eric the following year. They were together for 3 years before she left him for a man she had been having an affair with for a long time named John Price. That's pretty much that whole story.
Well, it sounds like John Chillingworth got off fucking easy.
It's all Johns and Davids. And I lied. We were done with David. But anyway, the Davids. But like, I want to know how many times she beat the fuck out of him. You know she did.
I'm sure she did.
I mean, she's just walking around. She's like Bruiser Brody around here, just fucking.
I just want how many
R.I.P.
times you have to go to Home Good get new fucking frying pans and shit. Jesus
fuck?
Christ.
Yeah, they don't sell those on fucking late night TV.
I mean, you're talking every breakfast. You're having a fucking moment.
Dude, could you imagine could you imagine how much money you could potentially make in the Australian market if you got this fucking bitch to sponsor or to sell your frying pans on like fucking infomercials?
Exactly.
I can tell you right now, I've cracked this fucking frying pan into no less than 464 melons. Ranging from John to David to fucking Will. Still here. Look at that. Eggs just slide right around. I can cook a whole pound of cheese. Burns like a motherfucker. Slides right out.
I mean, that would be torture, not knowing whether you're going to get an omelet or a fucking cracked melon. Jesus Christ.
Right? Like, what happens when you get knocked the fuck out with the frying pan and then you come to and she's being all nice, making you food in the frying pan that she knocked you the fuck out with?
Seasoned with your blood.
Especially if it's like the Looney Tunes.
Hold on a minute. I got a little bit of my skull in there.
Especially if it's like the Looney Tunes and there's a literal like an embossing of your face in the pan. So the rest of your life you're eating omelets and fucking like shit like that that's shaped like your own cranium.
I kind of like that idea.
It's very personalized.
Yes.
So this brings us to John Price, the man who she cheated on John Chillingworth with for quite some time, from what I understand. John Charles Thomas Price was a father of 3 when Katherine started an affair with him. John was known around town as a, quote, terrific bloke, and was liked by everyone who knew him. His youngest daughter stayed with his former wife when he was separated from her in 1988, and his 2 older children lived with him. It is important kind of to understand that at least initially John Price was not actually divorced from his ex-wife. Because through all this, there's this repeating fact that apparently, like, John Price's ex-wife didn't really have anything to say about him, like, in a bad light. And I guess, like, they were probably still in love, and I don't know what led them to leave one another, but, like, everything was good. It was a very amicable separation and shit like that. I didn't really find a whole lot of detail on why exactly that separation came to be, considering that she really, it's not like she was running his name through the fucking mud or nothing like that. So take that as you will.
They just grew apart,
I guess. Now, John knew that Katherine was a little crazy and violent when he moved into her house in 1995.
but the sex was outstanding.
I don't give a fuck. Now, his kids liked Katherine, actually. Their father was making really good money working in the mines, and apart from some violent arguments, quote, this is a quote from Katherine, life was a bunch of roses. The fuck do you mean? It's the apart from some violent arguments. Huh? apart from some violent arguments, it was all fucking good.
You know, violent arguments are fine as long as no punches are thrown.
See, that's the other thing is like, was it a violent as in like very heated, or violent as in she's knocking him the fuck out with frying pans, or he's beating her with a broom because apparently that's the only thing that that can take her out.
Well, I just know if me and Catherine are getting into it, and she makes her way to the kitchen, I'm out the door. I'm Kool-Aid manning that shit out the fucking front.
Now, boys, we got another call. We got to get out and get old Katherine Knight. You know what that means? Rookie? Nah. Catherine's like a werewolf or a vampire. You got to have a secret weapon.
Is it silver bullets or a wooden stake?
It's kind of like a wooden stake. This here fucking broomstick. I've had this broomstick since my first encounter with this burly broad. Been through a lot of fucking Katherine Knight calls me in this broomstick. As you can see, on one side, I've macked every time that I've gotten the best of her. And on the other side, that has more macks, is all the time she got the broomstick away from me and then my power was gone. Once you, remember that, Rook, get a shoelace tied around the broomstick, tie the shoelace from the broomstick around your fucking wrist, because you lose the broomstick, it's fuck all. You're done. This is the only thing that can defeat her. It's like the fucking Infinity Gauntlet in broomstick form. She's Thanos. If she gets the fucking Infinity Gauntlet broomstick, we're all fucked. She gets her hands on it, just fucking run. Try to throw a crocodile at her. I'm having way too much fun with this fucking broomstick shit. Okay.
Where are we at?
John refused to marry Catherine. Shocker.
Smart man.
The fuck? What are you going to do? Stand there on the altar with the fucking...
Well,
I, John...
No.
Promise to take you in sickness and in health, and the whole time everybody in that place has like at least a 1 foot fucking section of broomstick hidden behind him just in case it gets out of hand.
The problem was he wasn't going to ride bitch on the bike.
Almost forgot about that fucking fact. Now, all this again, he refused to marry her even though he wasn't divorced yet. Like legally he was still married. So how you can be mad about that? Fuck off.
I mean,
fucking
polygamy big in Australia? I
I
don't
don't
know.
fucking know. It's a fucking lawless land.
Bunch of goddamn hooligans.
Hey, they're just riding crocodiles and fighting each other with broomsticks.
It's like Harry Potter porn. Broomsticks.
All right.
That was a good one.
So, because of this, eventually Catherine just stole some of his money and bought herself an engagement ring, which I guess, from what I understand, just kind of went over without any question. All right, it's your life. Live it how you please, as long as you have your broomstick. Fuck. Now, the couple got into an argument over him not being willing to marry her and the fact that all of his assets, his house, all that shit, were to be left to his children and not her.
Fair enough.
Fuck you, twat waffle. No shit. There's not really much else to say about that one. Like, fuck him, fuck your fucking children. I'm your not wife. I will not be fucking swept under the rug. Broomstick joke.
Broomstick, I got it.
So, in retaliation to this, Catherine videotaped a bunch of stuff that he had allegedly stole from work and sent the tape to his boss.
This.
Now,
cunt.
all of the stuff that was out of... What? Oh, typo, sorry. All of the stuff that he had stolen from work was outdated shit, like medical stuff and stuff like that. He literally took from the trash at his job. It was already in the trash. But apparently, they saw this and they still counted it as theft from the company. So he lost his job that he had worked for 17 years. Yeah, that's fucking somebody off pretty bad. That's a broomstick right up the ass.
Yes.
So after this, he kicked her out of his house the same day Good call. A few months later, John started seeing Katherine again, but refused to allow her to move in with him. Now, there were multiple reports around this time of Katherine saying she was going to kill John from from mutual friends and people around town, and she even allegedly said that he wouldn't make it out of the house before she killed him if he ever tried. Ramping it up.
She's confident. I like it.
Now, in February of 2000, a series of assaults on John culminated with Katherine stabbing him in the chest. David kicked her out, and on the 29th, he filed a restraining order in an attempt to keep her away from both himself and his children. Katherine's behavior got really fucking weird, as she then, around this time, made a video, later thought to be some type of a will, while she was doing weird stuff, like had her shirt open, and the kids were like playing with her tits and stuff, like at her behest. Real weird shit.
Hey, Johnny. Hey, little Johnny, come over here and flick my nipple.
Yeah,
Right.
luckily,
Really?
don't know if that video still exists. Glad it doesn't. If it doesn't,
I
didn't
don't
want to
think I
see
wanna
it. Not at all.
Nope.
So David also told his coworkers that if he didn't come to work the next day, it was because Katherine murdered him.
Oh, wait. We David or John?
David. Wait, what? Did I skip a whole? What the fuck? Why was I writing David this? What the fuck is going on? John.
Okay, John.
Why the fuck was I putting David? There's just so many. That's the only options is
you had a
David
fif-
or John.
You had a 50-50 shot.
Yeah, like, god damn it.
She
Good
had
call.
a type. She had a type.
Good call. Fuck me. It's been a long week. But anyway, so where was I?
John told her.
So his coworkers told him not to go home, but he said if he didn't, he was afraid that if he was afraid that if he didn't, she would kill his kids. That's fair. I'm coming in real hot on her Harley with every broomstick I can find. Metal, wood, carbon fiber.
Did anyone ever think to use a shovel against her?
Or a fucking gun?
I don't think guns are allowed in Australia.
Fair enough. But either way, fuck this hoe. And I don't say that very often, but she deserves all the fuck up words. She's a bitch. So when David came home that night from work, Katherine wasn't there, but neither were his kids. Because before he came home from work, she had gone back to the house. Her kids were with like a family member, and then she had sent his kids to stay at a friend's house for the night while he was at work, quote unquote. Well, while he was at work and as an excuse, and also while he was physically at work. Like,
right.
So he got home, discovered this, spent the evening with his neighbors, probably a good call, before he went home and went to bed at 11 p.m. Shortly after that, Katherine came into the house when David was asleep, wearing this black lingerie that she had just bought that day from a thrift store. Yeah, hot. Nothing better than secondhand lingerie.
You know, that's as bad as that fucking Coors Light I drank about an hour ago.
So she got there. She watched TV for a little while, took a shower, woke John up. They had sex, and then John went back to sleep.
How dare him.
I know that people get triggered by saying this, but this guy's fucking asking for it. What the fuck? I think she's going to kill me and my kids. Oh, fuck. Better go to bed. Hello, Katherine. Care for some nookie? Like, what the fuck do you think's going to happen, you fucking idiot? So 6 a.m. the next day, a neighbor became concerned that Price's car was still in the driveway, and when he did not arrive at work, his employer sent a worker to see what was wrong. Both the neighbor and the worker tried knocking on John Price's window to wake him up, but they alerted the police after noticing that there was blood on the front door. Breaking down the back door, police found John Price's body They found his body, and then Katherine Knight was like kind of knocked the fuck out because apparently she took a shitload of pills. after whatever happened. She had stabbed John Price with a butcher's knife while he was sleeping, and according to the blood evidence, he awoke and tried to turn the light on before attempting to escape while she chased him through the house, but he managed to open the front door and get outside, and at this point, either he fell backwards into the house or he was, like, pulled back into the house, into the hallway, where he finally passed away from blood loss. Later, Katherine Knight went into Aberdeen with his stolen card, withdrew $1,000 from his account at an ATM. That's just shitty. And then Price's autopsy revealed that he had been stabbed at least 37 times in both the front and the back of his body, with many of his wounds going into the vital organs.
Ooh.
That's a hell of a stabbing. He
got more than just a tip.
He got stabbed to fuck up. He got them fucking Miracle Blade 3s. That's what that is. Several hours after he died, Katherine Knight skinned him, hung the skin from a meat hook on the, I don't know what that fucking word is, on a door in the lounge. It's Australia. Apparently they have lounges. I think it's a living room. But, yeah, so she fucking skinned him very well, apparently, because she's, it's all those years of boning. She then decapitated him and cooked part of his body, serving the meat with baked potato, pumpkin, beetroot, zucchini, cabbage, yellow squash, and gravy in 2 settings on the dinner table, along with notes beside each plate, each having the name of one of John Price's children on it. Yeah. She was getting ready to serve this man's dead remains to his children when they came home.
Crazy bitch.
Yeah. A third meal was thrown on the back lawn for unknown reasons, but it's speculated that Katherine Knight attempted to eat it, but she couldn't get it down. Well, I didn't want you to sneeze in the middle of me talking.
Okay, I think I overcame it.
So yeah, his head was found in a pot with vegetables. The pot was still warm when they found it, between 104 and 122 degrees Fahrenheit, in case you were wondering, indicating that the cooking had taken place in the early morning. And then sometime later, Katherine Knight arranged the body with the left arm draped over an empty fucking soda bottle with the legs crossed. This was claimed in court to be an act of defilement, demonstrating Knight's contempt for Price. Katherine Knight also left a handwritten note on top of a photograph of Price, bloodstained, which was bloodstained and covered with small pieces of flesh. The note read, This one was kind of hard for me to read the first time because she's half illiterate. Time got you back, Jonathan, for, it says rapping, but it's raping my doubter, which is daughter. I'll just read it. Time got you back, Jonathan, for raping my daughter. You too, Beck, which is John Price's daughter. For Ross, for little John, who is his son. Now play with little John's dick, John Price. As you can see here, the accusations in the note were found to be groundless.
I think Katherine Knight has commented on some of our fucking videos.
Right. Now, this all went down. Obviously, she gets arrested at this point. Everything starts to stir up with the court system. Her initial offer to plead guilty to manslaughter was rejected. Idiot. And she was arraigned on March 2nd, 2001 on the charge of murdering John Price, to which she entered a plea of not guilty. Duh, because she turned down manslaughter. Clearly, she's going to try to beat this shit. And when the trial commenced, Justice Barry O'Keefe offered the 60 jury prospects the option of being excused due to the nature of the photographic evidence, of which 5 of them accepted that offer to get off of the jury duty because of how fucked up these pictures were about to be. And when the witness list was read out to the prospects, several more also dropped out. I don't know if that was because of the kids. You don't know. Now, the next morning, Knight changed her plea to guilty, and the jury was dismissed. Made it easy. At this point, the magistrate, justice, whatever you want to fucking call him, I don't know, I guess justice in Australia, he adjourned the trial and then ordered psychiatric assessment overnight to determine if Knight understood the consequences of a guilty plea and was fit to make such a plea. Katherine Knight's legal team had planned to defend Knight by claiming amnesia and dissociation, which would be supported by most psychiatrists, apparently. Although they did consider her sane. So we're going to be psychiatrists and we're going to kind of go along with this, but we're going to say she's sane. Okay. Human mind works in some weird ways. All right, cool, whatever. Now, 2 psychiatrists concluded at that point that she officially suffered from borderline personality disorder, which we talked about earlier. And then on the 8th of November, Justice O'Keefe pointed out that the nature of the crime and Knight's lack of remorse required a severe penalty. Excuse me. He sentenced her to life imprisonment, refused to fix a non-parole period, and ordered that her papers be marked, quote, never to be released. And this is the first time that this had ever been imposed on a woman in Australian history.
Well, good thing, because she probably would have got out on good behavior.
Yeah,
just like
Sana Abe did fucking like 3 years.
Just like all those behavior awards she got in high school. She probably would have been out fucking
with
by
a fucking psych
2005.
ward that she signed herself out of the next day.
She would have been paroled in 2005.
Fuck me. So yeah, she's still alive, serving time. Apparently, for the most part, she's not that bad.
Model inmate.
For the most part, from what I understand. They call her Nana or Nan or some shit like that.
But here is the...
She likes to knit.
Of course she does.
Well, her cell is like hoarder-esque, apparently. And I'm like, how the fuck do you allow this woman to have that much stuff?
They give her...
Things?
Knitting needles? I don't see where that can go.
Like in the
wrong.
guard tower, instead of having fucking ARs lined up, like in America, they just got brooms.
that was the...
They got sawed-off brooms. They got assault brooms.
You think a sawed-off broom is illegal? Or it has to be a certain length?
You know, sawed-off shotgun? I don't know if it still is, but at one point, the charge for it was a weapon of mass destruction.
Huh.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah.
Is that real? Or are you making shit up again?
As far as I know, that was real, at least at one point. So, yeah, that is the interesting, fun story of Katherine Knight.
I think I'm going to walk out on a serious limb here and say Katherine Knight might be the love of my life. A little batshit crazy. Actually, I will not say that. Right now, I'm going to say she's not, because she had me at hello. No. She had me up until the time she was going to feed the kids their father. That's where I draw the line.
Apparently my fucking phone was 41 minutes behind. I was like, I wasn't doing this just now. So yeah, that's Katherine Knight, everybody. Feel free to check out the thumbnail if you want to see her crazy ass. She's not a looker. I wouldn't say she's hideous.
I'm actually kind of shocked.
She doesn't look like the story, I don't think.
No. I would think she'd been a little bit better looking. But anyway, I'm kind of shocked she only killed one person.
Oh, well, you never know.
I mean, I would figure there'd be a long trail of bodies with how crazy this hooker was.
With how she's hitting people with fucking frying pans and shit?
Exactly. She must not have been that strong.
No, apparently she was like freakishly strong.
Well, how she didn't kill somebody when hit him in the back of the head with a
She
fire
cracked the one dude's skull with one whack.
It wouldn't take that. It's not. You don't have to hit that hard to kill somebody.
See, that's what I was wondering. What kind of frying pan was it? If it was cast iron, probably not. If it's like some of this new bullshit.
Walmart fucking.
It was like some shit you see on a fucking like indie wrestling circuit that bends when you hit them.
Yeah, I don't know. She's crazy.
Yeah. You don't say.
But this just proves the fact, or the myth is true. Crazy ones are the best in bed.
I question if it was even that. Or if she was just such a smooth talker when she wasn't fucking psycho.
Maybe that's... Well, most psychos are fucking smooth talkers.
Yeah.
Even like most serial killers. Very personable.
Smooth operator. Bundy should have been caught way earlier, though.
Dahmer?
That man literally got away with it multiple times because they said, there's no way this well-dressed white man that goes to law school could do that. He only fits the description. We have him in the area of the crime. There's no way. Tune in at some point in the future when we do fucking Ted Bundy.
Yeah, we really haven't. Dahmer's the only big serial killer we've done. Well, the Mount Rushmore of serial killers. I mean,
We did BTK.
Yeah, that's right. We did. But I don't consider he was.
Yeah, we did.
He was too stupid to be a serial killer.
We did Ed Kemper.
Yeah, Ed Kemper and Dahmer are really the two. The Satanic Killer episode we kind of covered.
Richard Ramirez.
We
could do. I'd do an episode on him though, individually.
Oh, just Ramirez.
Yeah. Him, fucking. There's a lot of them. We did Gacy. Didn't we?
Did we do? I don't think we did Gacy, did we?
No, I did an Instagram post about Gacy though. So Gacy, I'll do Gacy. I mean, there's a lot. Not the shitty part is like not all of them are like as bad as it sounds. Not a lot of them aren't a very interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, not all of them can be, own a pig farm in Canada.
That was a good one. Robert
good.
Picton's a good one.
Yeah. But we've done a lot of the obscure ones that not a lot of people have heard. But we've not covered a lot of the big...
Obscure.
The big ones.
I think they're all kind of obscure.
But the most popular of all of them.
Yeah. I got to poop.
All right, we're going to end this. You're in control. You're going to have to...
Fuck you guys.
All right, thanks everybody for showing up. Thanks for everybody that...
oh my God, it confuses the fuck out of me that like it's the screens are opposite. You got to come over here to get on this one. Or maybe you don't.
You can bring that one over here if you want.
Too late.
Okay. Thanks everybody for checking in. Thanks for everybody in the chat. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for
get your broomsticks.
Thanks to everybody that is checking this out on their favorite podcast app.
Or whatevs.
Whatever. Be sure to leave a comment. Talk and just as we covered in the beginning of this episode, just proofread it and make somewhat sense. I mean, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Just proofread it. Be grammatically correct with your insults of us.
Leave a review, hopefully a positive one.
But be sure to tell a friend. Phone a friend and say,
hey fucker, listen to this podcast or I'll beat the shit out of you with a broom.
We love you guys, and we will see you next Wednesday for another fun-filled adventure of love, loss, and crazy bitches.
I was looking for another L.
Love, loss, and lesbians?
Love, loss, and laminated court documents.
Works for me. All right. Hit the button.